Hi, Sean. I was just looking for you.
Hey, how are you? It's so good to see you.
It's great to see you too. We actually have some questions we were looking to ask you. Are you up for it?
Questions? I always have questions. I don't know if I have any answers, but I have questions.
Well, let's just see what happens here. I'll give you an easy one, a softball to start. What's the funniest mispronunciation of your name that you've ever heard?
Scone. Stan Grayson gave that to me.
Like the breakfast scone?
That sounds like a good idea, but I like teas, scones, clotted cream, and strawberry.
What's the story behind that spelling?
My mother dreamt it. It was either bad drugs or I was a big baby. What do you think?
All right, well, get away from names. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Passionate, authentic, learning.
What's one thing people may not know about you?
That I don't get things right the first time. Takes 2 or 3 times, but I'll get there eventually.
Here's another easy one for you. You went to Holy Cross, right?
Yes, I did.
When did you graduate?
I graduated in 1974.
Oh, what was it like being on campus during coeducation?
It was definitely different. It created a whole new society, but we had to learn and to adjust, and we're still doing that today.
We know how someone becomes the president of the United States, but how does someone become the president of the Holy Cross Alumni Association?
Luck, prayers, and a whole bunch of people who think that you can make a difference.
Why did you want to be president?
Really, because I wanted to make a difference. I owe the school so much. If we create a new world, a new place and space for students, that's when I know I've given back.
Where have you lived since graduating here?
All over the United States, North Carolina, Virginia, California, back to the Bronx, back to New Jersey.
Now you live in New Jersey, you're a Bronx guy as well. How does those two clash? I know Jersey and New York City doesn't always get along.
They don't fit together well, but I can transform myself. So when I go to Jersey, I get a little bit more mellow than when I am in New York.
Outside of Jersey or the Bronx, where's your favorite place to travel?
I like the UK. I love castles. I really do, and I love trains that run on time.
Other than living in a castle, what did you want to be when you grew up as a kid?
Lancelot? No, I really didn't have a thing that I wanted to do because poverty cuts off one of the things called dreams. I didn't know.
How did you choose Holy Cross then?
Father Brooks had a lot to do with that. The Times had a lot to do with that. It got picked out of a hat. There are miracles, definitely miracles, because I got to be at the right place at the right time with the right people.
What did you want to be when you first came here?
A graduate? But honestly, just to get by, because I had no idea what college was going to be like.
With that mindset, how did you decide on a major?
Process of elimination. I ended up being an economics major, and today I realize that everything I learned about economics does not work anymore.
All right, leaving the Holy Cross bubble for a second, do you have any pets?
I do have a pet, a great husky named Max.
And if you were a dog, what kind of dog would you be?
I'd be a Chowski, a cross between a Chow and a Husky.
Get in a time machine. What did fun in Worcester look like in the 1970s?
Miss Wu, and leaving the Memorial Auditorium after playing a basketball game, just getting back to campus. That probably was fun. We did a lot of other things. I don't think I can say that on a camera.
How did you meet your best friends at Holy Cross?
You know, Healy 3 was important, but I lived in Bevan and I did get to play basketball. So a combination of all those things gave me a rich experience and new friendships.
What's your favorite memory from Holy Cross?
That was getting the notice for outside the basketball coach's office that I had made the varsity. That was great because I didn't play basketball in high school. I was a walk-on.
Do you have any kids and how old are they?
Oh, my greatest person, my incredible hero is my son Alex, who's 24 years old.
What has he taught you?
He's taught me humility, and that, according to him, is the best thing you can have in anything you try.
And what have you taught him?
He says that, Dad, you love Holy Cross as much as you love me. And I believe that he's now getting to a point where he's developing that love for whatever it is that's important to him.
So far, all these questions show your passion. You're such a passionate person. Where does that passion come from? What are you passionate about?
I think that the best way to talk about that is the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I had to go back and revisit that because that was about an individual seagull who wanted to be different. And so that difference drove him. And so that energy of getting things right keeps feeding that fire.
How does that passion influence your everyday life?
I want to make a difference. I owe so much to the people that I've been around who cared for me, to the school I've been at that given me so much, it's just a self-driven thing about having to pay it back.
What are some of the ways you give back?
Wow. I think that my job is one at Winter for Kids, but at Holy Cross, there were so many experiences I had that I find a way to help with ROTC, with basketball, with the Black Student Union, with things in general. And it's just to be there giving time and talent, and sometimes money.
If you could have dinner with any 3 people, who would you choose?
I probably, the 2 of the people would be my mother and my father, who, they have not seen the journey and didn't know. And it would be so great to share with them all the things that I've been able to get done again, and to get done right and to make a difference. That would be like the best thing that could ever happen.
What would be on the menu?
I don't know. Probably something from Hogan, but I can't even remember what that's like.
What was your favorite spot to study on campus?
That's interesting. And in Hogan, we had these music rooms. I could go there. I don't know how they put the music on in those days because there were no CDs and any of that stuff, but it was a place where you can go, listen to music, and kind of get in your own space.
What's one skill from Holy Cross that you still use to this very day?
Oh, you know what? That's critical thinking. I spend a lot of time always asking people when we have an idea, what's the unintended consequences, and figuring that out by any means. So it's critical thinking.
Not to mention the cardio that we get walking up all these steps and hills.
Yes, and I plan, and I said when I left this school, I was never gonna have to do this again. I just wanna let you know, hope you guys got insurance or CPR.
And then you ran into me today, which really threw that out the door.
Yes.
What's one piece of advice you'd give to a college-aged you?
I think that the best thing I would tell myself comes from the play Hamilton. Smile more, talk less.
Is that your favorite Broadway show?
Absolutely.
What piece of advice would you give an aspiring activist?
Be true to what you want to do. You're going to take a lot of heat, but it's that particular passion and heat that's going to make a difference. Don't be afraid to be you.
I know you've got a meeting soon, so we'll do a little rapid fire questions. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, my biggest pet peeve is me not being able to find my keys.
Favorite book?
Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
If you could make everyone read one book, what would that book be?
Read The Fraternity and understand what Father Brooks and Courage did.
Are you on TikTok?
No, but I'm working on my moves now.
What's your top goal for the HCAA?
To make sure that we create for every single alumnus and students an authentic way for them to engage themselves for life on their own terms.
And one final question before you head out. What do you want Holy Cross to look like in 10 years?
It's more like what Holy Cross should be like, and be a place where we encourage everybody to be their unique selves, and at any place, any space is welcoming and a safe place for everybody.
This is a lot of fun, Sean. Thanks so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And you actually had some answers for us.
See you guys. Thanks. More questions.